Hey guys, RavenSylphe here, back with another episode of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. We're gonna go ahead and see what's on this camera. Audio was irrelevant. It seemed like the only sounds on the tape were those of Taguchi's ragged breathing and footsteps and his occasional self-mutterings. 90% of the video footage then consisted of dead bodies, while the remaining 10% was mostly just the camera auto-focusing in the dim light. Each body was shot from a variety of angles, so their causes of death could be easily determined. Guess he really was planning on showing this to the police. The hell is this? It's nothing but dead bodies.
Get it away, I don't want to see that.
The two nosy girls were peeking in on the video's contents over my shoulder, and neither seemed quite certain how to react. Amazing. He did a really nice job with these. So many bodies. I haven't seen yet so many. They're like paintings. They're so beautiful. Still, his technique could be better. He does little to catch the viewer's eye. There's too much restraint, too much distance. If it were me.
Nori?
Yuki. What's the matter? Why exactly are you laughing? Laughing? Am I laughing? Yes, you're smiling and laughing like you're having a grand old time. Well, that's rather odd, isn't it?
Nori, let's...
Okay, I'm sorry, but we have to be going now. Going? Where exactly? Well, we were in the middle of searching for our friends. What's your rush? Maybe there's something I can do to help. That's quite alright. We'll handle it on our own. Goodbye now. I don't blame them. I think there must have been a misunderstanding. Maybe they thought I was some kind of pervert. Well, that's fine by me. It would be a pain in the ass to change their minds anyway. Besides, that was a rather fascinating reaction. I think I'll leave the camera here. It's Taguchi's after all. No one else could possibly feel how he felt from anything he caught on it. I want to keep taking in these surroundings with my own eyes, to keep feeling what this school has to offer in my own personal way. I want my own collection, or I suppose I just want to possess the dead. I want to make them mine. Wait, what am I thinking? I should be searching for Mayu right now. These photos are just for stress relief. If I lost myself to despair before finding Mayu, she could be gone forever. And I mustn't let that happen. Yes, this is all just one step in the long process of finding her, and I certainly can't be mixing up a single step with my end goal. But I want to see more. One second. Hey, sorry about that jump. I had to go pick my boyfriend up from his tournament. So, where were we? Let's take a look. Hey, bud. Taguchi is completely motionless. It's impossible to tell from here if he's dead, though, or simply unconscious. Another earthquake? After bracing myself for an intermediate amount of time, the earthquake finally subsided. That was quick, honestly. There's a candle shimmering here, along with a note. Whatever you do, don't look behind you. What happens if I do? Let's not. Stay back. What's wrong? Where's Fukuroi? Shut. Shoot. Forgot our voice like this, right? Shut the hell up. I told you to stay back. You're in league with him, aren't you? You seem confused. What happened, Yamamoto? Don't touch me. There's blood on your hands. You really are. You really are. You're mistaken. This is from examining a dead body earlier. It's just as I thought then. How can you be so cavalier about touching corpses? You're not right. There's no getting through to her in this state, it seems. I won't be fooled. I won't be taken in by your lies anymore. She's certainly in a mood. Living humans are so irredeemably noisy. People need to understand the value of silence. Yamamoto. Gone already, is she? A second, I need to fix my seat. All better. I need to get a new seat. This is not working. I should find some place to collect myself. That's right, I can always go back there. I almost forgot about taping that production of The Barber of Seville. I have to make sure I get home in time. And here I was again. I pressed the button on my phone to shut off the second alarm I'd set. If this time display were accurate, then there was no chance of making it home in time to record the show for Mayu. I'll have to apologize to her later. I slid my finger naturally, almost automatically, from shutting off the alarm to opening my folder of saved photos. There was no sound in the room other than the tone of my button presses, and virtually no light other than that which shone from the LCD screen, or so it seemed anyways. Yet this was my rock. In this place, I could truly relax. Here and here alone, I felt at peace. The air was filled with the overpowering aroma of blood and entrails. It would be enough to make most people vomit. For me, it was a smell to savor. I'd even describe it as comforting. Perhaps it's because it reminded me that I was in her presence. She who decorated the wall like a flower in full bloom. When I sat across from her, I felt more at ease than I can possibly convey in words. It was as if she'd always been here for me, as if she were waiting for me. And sure enough, whenever I felt weary or needed respite, the door to this infirmary would always open for me, despite its tendency to the contrary. Each time it did, too, I would always be drawn in as if the room were swallowing me up, and my eyes would always happen upon this offering first. This girl upon the wall, slowly drying and slowly rotting, would always be there to greet me, and never once did I tire of the sight. I've sure taken a lot. So many photos of the dead. I'd begun talking to myself, or maybe I was talking to her. Within my phone's memory were stored some of man's most sensual, most voluptuous objects d'art, and she was the tip of the brush, the grand prelude. I'd amassed a whole other building's worth of beautiful sculptures to admire now, too. I was thrilled to bursting. This is the one. This was a sculpture known as Mitsuki Yamamoto in life, but in death she was my property, one of my many pieces of found art. Those spirited eyes, now dulled and clammy, those lips that spoke such harsh words, now stained with blood, her abdomen shredded, her innards exposed. So alluring, so captivating was she now. Sometimes destroying that which is beautiful only serves to make it more beautiful. And truly, this was the proof. Still, it is a shame. It was a shame that I could only gaze upon these gorgeous works of art within these school grounds. Before returning home with Mayu, I'd need to erase every one of these photographs from my phone. It seemed like such a waste. The world in which I once dwelt was far too narrow-minded to accept these masterpieces. It's often a hard place to call home, but as long as I had Mayu with me, I could endure. And to that end, this folder was an obstacle, a detriment, a hurdle to be overcome before I could rejoin the world of the living. I needed to delete it, to put it all behind me. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. If I do it after I get back.
Damn it, cat, go away.
Oh, that was the end of that episode. That wasn't very long. 5 clear. Meyer chapter is now available. It didn't feel like very long. I might just tag this onto the last episode. Yeah, this wasn't very long. I'll have to tack it on to the last episode, I think. Alright then, so that was the end of chapter 5, and we will be headed on to chapter 6 next time. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Alright, hey everybody, it's RavenSylphe here, back with Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. It has been, like, I'd say about a year and a half now since part 23 of Book of Shadows, which was released, what, October 2015? It's been a while. I just yesterday uploaded a re-edited version of part 24, which was also recorded and originally edited back in 2015, but for some reason I forgot about it and didn't upload it. Not sure why. Because I found it last year when I was looking at starting back into doing the Let's Play stuff again. But we're going to start it now, and this is actually going to be tacked on with what was originally going to be the end of 23, or 24, sorry. The chapter ended up being shorter towards the end than where it ends off at in 24. But I was looking through some stuff just to remind myself of where I was at and what I was looking at getting into. And there is a kind of branching path at the end of chapter 5. So I was kind of wanting to go back and grab that before finishing off, before showing what was the actual end for 25. I may tack, or 24. Okay, may tack the end of the original end of 24 back over here back to the beginning of this video, and then show this part. I guess you'll know, it's before too long anyways. You'll know by now whether that's what happened or not. What we need to do is we're going to be going back into Shangri-La. Right? Yeah. I just gotta make sure. Let's see here. So it was pretty close to the end of Shangri-La. That's the first 31 minutes of it. Let's see here. I've got kind of a cheat sheet up trying to figure out where I need to go for this. Because it's pretty much right at the end. Let's see here. First floor, things should progress. Examine the body line across the hole. Let's try it. We'll try this one. Let's see if I can remember how to play this game. Okay, so I might skip forward to where we need to be. Okay, there's the class logbook. Okay, there's some weird stuff going on with the text here. I don't know if this actually what's supposed to be going on in this game or what. There's the class logbook. Let's see if I can... There we go. That's the right button. I think I need to take that. So I'm pretty much going to be repeating 24 for a little bit. I'll probably speed forward to any interesting bits if I find any. So
something hit me hard on the back of the head. I began descending face first toward the ground. It felt like I was falling in slow motion though. The ground was just kept coming. Yet for some reason, I couldn't even put my hands out to break the fall. It was like I was being slowly swept toward a wall by some giant wave. My glasses fell from my face, and I distinctly remember watching them roll around. No, Fukurai. Mitsuki's panic screams brought me back to reality. Suddenly I remembered what was happening. She and I had pursued Emi Urabe from the pool back into the school building and found her quickly enough. Unfortunately, she was already dead. Her head had been smashed open on the ground like a roasted chestnut. Who could have done such a thing, we thought. And like it or not, it seemed like I'd learned the answer. Mitsuki was inconsolable, understandably, but after some doing, I'd finally managed to drag her away from Urabe's remains. We just begun walking back toward the school entranceway when I got struck from behind and found myself careening toward the floor. Bastard. I was losing focus, but could still make out the pool of blood streaming from my head, accompanied by the sound reminiscent of a leaky faucet. And unfortunately, I could also make out the vague form of a man standing over me, raising whatever he'd hit me with into the air for another strike. Wait, stop! I instinctively shielded my head with my right arm, and felt every nerve ending and every muscle in it twist unnaturally as if the object came down. You have my arm! Fukurai, no, please, stop! Mitsuki's tomboyish face looked uncharacteristically wrinkled and puffy, with tears streaming down both cheeks. Or maybe it was just my blurry vision. Mitsuki, run! Mitsuki, run! No! Mitsuki's sobbing screams. It's really hard to be, emotional in this scene when I'm doing these voices. Mitsuki's sobbing screams and frantic footsteps began receding into the distance. This made me feel a little better. At least she'd be safe, I thought. It took only moments for my vision to go completely dark, but then I had taken a hammer to the head. Still, considering what I'd just been through, I'd expected to be unconscious by now, but I wasn't. I could feel every part of my body clearly. Oh my gosh. I kinda wished I couldn't, considering, but I was pretty sure I could still move, at least for the moment, so I decided to do my part. With my uncrushed left arm, I reached out blindly, felt my attacker's leg as he began turning to pursue Mitsuki, and grabbed on tight. I will let you go. After Mitsuki. Mitsuki was important to me. Was I still alive? I couldn't even count the number of broken bones I'd suffered, and I could still feel every one of them. My head, my arms, my ribs, every part of me was throbbing with agony. No one part of my body hurt more than another. Every injury was unbearable. I must say, I'm impressed to still be alive in your condition. Someone was next to me, down on one knee, head right to my ear. From the sound of it, a young man probably around my age.
Can you hear me? What happened?
You couldn't see a thing at this point, not even vague shapes, but the voice addressing me sounded somehow familiar. I felt this was someone I could trust. Be careful. Save the others.
The others?
Please, Mitsuki.
Yamamoto.
Mitsuki, help her.
Alright, I can do that. I'll be certain to look out for her.
Even without seeing his face, I could tell he was sneering when he said that. Then, in the next instant, I felt something hot bore into my abdomen.
It's time for you to rest in peace. Though they say even when you die, your pain never goes away here.
Why?
What does it matter? You're going to die anyway.
Mitsuki, run! Mitsuki, run! Which way?
We want to go to the covered walkway. Hopefully, I got this right. Fuguroi, Emmy, why? Wait, Kurosaki. Kurosaki's in here somewhere too. I have to ward him. I ran everywhere and everywhere looking for Kurosaki, screaming his name at the top of my lungs, but he was simply nowhere to be found. Kurosaki, where are you? Kurosaki! Not in here either. I had no idea when that horrible expressionless man would show up again with his giant hammer. Every little sound was making me cower in fear. What I needed was a weapon, something to defend myself with. There had to be something like that in here, right? That must be it. There's nothing of interest here. That creep could come barging in at moment with... Okay. What about here? There's an oversized chisel in one of the drawers. This could be used as a weapon. I just need to hide somewhere. Damn it, stop shaking! I carefully took the chisel into my quaking hands. I wasn't sure if I'd actually be able to fend off an attacker with it, but it was certainly better than nothing. Kurosaki really isn't around. Where the hell could he have gone? It looks like the holes in the floors have been shifted around again, which means I should be able to meet up with Kurosaki now. Fuguroi, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I ran without you. I was just so scared and I panicked. You protected me to the bitter end, Fuguroi. I'm such a coward. If only I were a boy, a big, strong boy like Kurosaki or Kizami, overflowing with courage and strength, then maybe I could have saved him. Girl, don't get down on yourself. Girl power. You can do it. Somebody's coming. Who is it? If it's that man again, The hell is... That was weird. Yamamoto, you okay? Kizami! I've been looking all over for you. Tall and handsome, but always just a little on edge. He never changed one bit. This was Yuya Kizami. If you remember from the first one, he's a total dillweed. Kizami, Fuguroi was an enemy. Emmy, they were both... Yamamoto, it's alright. Everything is going to be alright. I understand the situation more or less. But they were both killed by that creepy looking man. It was horrible. Yeah, I know. I saw them too. What's that chisel you have there? Were you planning to fight him with it? I don't think I'd be able to do much, but I didn't want to be killed without a fight, you know? How silly. You don't need any such thing, Yamamoto. Kizami cupped my right hand between both of his... I almost went out of voice. Between both of his, as if consoling me, and gently removing the chisel from my grip. He was so gentlemanly about it, his soft touch and caring. Kizami? I'll allay all your fears myself, forevermore. Ah, nice reflexes. Now, don't move, Yamamoto. What are you? No, please, tell me you're just kidding around. Do I look like I'm kidding? Though I guess I wouldn't look much different either way, really. Not about you dying, Yamamoto. What's going on? Why was he doing this? Why? No, please, don't do this. Regarding our dead friends, there is one fatal misconception you seem to have made. Fugoroy didn't die from the hammer wounds inflicted upon him. Rather, he was stabbed to death, kind of like this. Ha!
No, no!
You intend to run, then? You know I'll catch you. Such a waste of effort.
Why would he do something like this? I want to mess around with everybody again, to hold study groups, to gossip, to smile and laugh. We were supposed to be friends forever. So why? Why has it come to this? I don't get it. I just don't understand. Why can't I trust him? I can't trust anyone anymore.
Oh yeah. There's a candle shimmer in here, along with a note. Whatever you do, don't look behind you. What happens if I do? Let's not.
Stay back!
What's wrong? Where's Fugoroy?
Shut the hell up! I told you to stay back. You're in league with him, aren't you?
You seem confused. What happened, Yamamoto?
Don't touch me. There's blood on your hands. You really are. You really are.
You're mistaken. These are from examining a dead body earlier.
It's just as I thought then. How can you be so cavalier about touching corpses? You're not right.
There's no getting through to her in this state, it seems.
I won't be fooled. I won't be taken in by your lies anymore.
She's certainly in a mood. Living humans are so irredeemably noisy. People seem to need to understand the value of silence. Yamamoto. Gone already, is she?
I ran as fast as I could. As far as I could. It was obvious to me now that even Morishige was out of his mind. There was no one left I could trust. Upstairs. I'll run upstairs.
Well, now, it's Yamamoto.
Without even a moment's hesitation, my classmate Kizami suddenly swung a giant chisel in my general direction, narrowly missing me. Eek!
Are you okay?
Stay back!
You're free to attempt an escape, but don't push too hard. You don't want to overexert yourself after all.
No!
Is this a more suitable location? Are you okay?
Please, just stop.
Stop what exactly?
Stop being so cruel. I haven't done anything to you.
That's true, and I certainly couldn't take it back if I were to do something like, say, this.
Ow! A sudden burning pain shot through my body, shaking my whole field of vision. The fat, dull blade of the chisel had been forcibly plunged deep into my thigh, all the way up to the handle.
I see. So the sensation really is different with a woman than it is with a man.
God, it hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. There wasn't much I could do to resist. Not only had he knocked me over, but he was kneeling on the backs of my hands, holding me in place quite effectively.
That's what I like to hear. Pure honesty. I do so hate it when people lie about their pain. It's time to go all the way now. With this.
Yuya Kizami had a twisted grin on his face. He slowly brought his right hand into view, and it was a proper knife, glinting in the dull light. Why? How can you do this?
Yamamoto, here. This is going into your belly.
I could feel Yuya reached up from under my skirt and pressed the cold blade of the knife against my abdomen.
And then, with one thrust, the knife was completely inside my body. My thoughts were jumbled. The pain was so intense. It felt like my brain was on fire. It took me a moment to process the sensation of a foreign body lodged unnaturally within me. I could feel all the blood gushing out from the womb. God, this... Ah, man. Nice, Yamamoto, that's the spirit. Let me hear those primal screams. I don't scream. You guys should know this by now. I'd never felt anything even remotely like this before in my entire life. I couldn't even describe it if I wanted. Part about yawning. The pain receptors of my body were off the charts. I couldn't comprehend the things I was feeling. But despite my confusion and agony, I knew one thing was for certain. If I couldn't stop this from happening right now, I was going to die. Every part of me was in agreement on that. Oh, agreement on that. My nerve endings were screaming it, and my brain could focus on little else. I might as well have been on fire. I couldn't hurt any more than what I was experiencing. Oh, if you were on fire, it would hurt a lot more. No, it was too late for me. I could feel the wounds inflicted were irreversible, irreparable. I had to accept it. I was going to die. I'd begun vomiting blood, and it was beginning to lodge itself in my respiratory tract. Breathing was becoming harder and harder with each passing moment. Come on, couldn't we have just ended this with him being stabbed and I don't... It's a good thing I'm not in the mood for food, or I haven't eaten any food. My abdomen had been completely minced at this point, and the pain was so intense that I wished I could just leave my body altogether. My arms and legs were cold and numb. My sense of reality was beginning to waver. My last breath couldn't be far behind. And yet, Yuya Kizami was smiling. It was a distant, relaxed smile, as of someone looking down up at the stars or smelling a rose. It was the smile of a psychopath, the smile of a person about to end my life. For no particular reason. My, you've gotten awfully quiet. I'd love it if you'd howl for me again. In your dreams, you creep. I couldn't believe those words were coming out of my mouth. I could barely speak through all the blood I was spewing. But I was standing my ground. Go girl. Go girl. Huh? I will not perform for you, no matter what. You bitch. Just for a moment, Yuya's psychopathic grin turned into a bitter, scornful frown. But then, as quickly as it vanished, the smile returned. The hell is that? You're trying to stand up to me? Don't hold back on my account. Hey. What's wrong? You're too quiet. Scream, goddammit! It hurts, right? Give me some dialogue, something to work with. You got nothing to say to me? You don't want to cry? Beg for your life, maybe? I was concentrating so hard on biting my lip and holding my mouth closed that I'd swear I'd forgotten how to breathe. I think I'd even broken my molars from the sheer force of my determination not to yield to Yuya Kizami's twisted desires. And I didn't even care. You know, I kind of didn't like this girl before, but in her final moments, she's got my respect. Go girl. I'd have no use for my teeth ever again anyway. I won't be eating anything where I was going. I wouldn't scream for him to stop, I wouldn't call for help, and I wouldn't beg for my life. My life was already over. All I had left was the knowledge that I'd go quietly, without giving this sick freak any measure of satisfaction. Look at me! Don't ignore me! Talk to me! Beg me to spare you! He was beyond redemption. There was absolutely nothing I could say or do to help him. I could either waste away silently or feed his psychosis. I could never make him understand how I felt at that moment. I could never convey to him just what he'd done to me. Death was my best and only option. Yamamoto. And now you're dead too. This was definitely the body of Mitsuki Yamamoto. Her stomach and abdomen had been stabbed dozens upon dozens of times and were practically liquefied. They looked like a bit like a gazpacho. Really, Morishige? Really? You gotta bring... God damn it. Her body was still warm to the touch too, meaning her death must have only just occurred. How strange it feels to see a person dead after just speaking with her mere minutes ago. But, Yamamoto, you're beautiful. You're exquisite. The transformation is night and day. Here you lie, fully exposed and unrestrained, but utterly helpless. You don't mind, do you? If I take you with me, that is? I withdrew my phone, flipped it open, and switched over to camera mode, where I immediately set about framing her remains at just the right angle. I didn't mind if it was just her image on that tiny screen. To me, it was as good as having the real thing in my pocket. The appeal was identical. It was as if I could freeze time on this moment and preserve her just the way she was. It's exactly as I thought. I can see you, feel you, smell your wretched odor. All because I knew you. All because I saw you and heard your voice and was moved by your plight when you were alive. Squee? Just look at this. Look at what a perfect shot this is. You shall forevermore be mine and mine alone. God, Morishige, I just want to push you down a flight of stairs. I can't get enough. I just can't get enough. What a cruel beast you are. Getting me this excited, oh God, stirring my feelings. Dude's totally getting off on this shit. God. I should find some place to collect myself. That's right, I can always go back there. I almost forgot about taping the production of Barber of Seville. I have to make sure I get home in time. Don't want him to leave this place. And here I was again. I pressed the button on my phone to shut off the second alarm I'd set. If this time display were accurate, then there was no chance of making it home in time to record the show for Mayu. I'll have to apologize to her later. I slid my finger naturally, almost automatically, from shutting off the alarm to opening my folder of saved photos. There was no sound in the room other than the tone of my button presses, and virtually no light other than that which shone from the LCD screen, or so it seemed anyways. Yet this was my rock. In this place I could truly relax. Here and here alone I felt at peace. The air was filled with the overpowering aroma of blood and entrails. It would be enough to make most people vomit, but for me, it was a smell to savor. I'd even describe it as comforting. Perhaps it's because it reminded me that I was in her presence. She who decorated the wall like a flower in full bloom. When I sat across from her, I felt more at ease than I could possibly convey in words. It was as if she'd always been here for me, as if she were waiting for me. And sure enough, whenever I felt weary or needed respite, the door to this infirmary would always open for me, despite its tendency to the contrary. Each time it did too, I would always be drawn in, as if the room was swallowing me up, and my eyes would always happen upon this offering first. The scroll upon the wall, slowly drying and slowly rotting, would always be there to greet me, and never once did I tire of the sight. I've sure taken a lot. So many photos of the dead. I'd begun talking to myself, or maybe I was talking to her. Within my phone's memory were stored some of man's most sensual, most voluptuous objects d'art, and she was the tip of the brush, the grand prelude. I'd amassed a whole other building's worth of beautiful sculptures to admire now, too. I was thrilled to bursting. This is the one. This was a sculpture known as Mitsuki Yamamoto in life, but in death, she was my property. One of my many pieces of found art. Those beauty-spirited eyes that now dulled and clammy, those lips that spoke such harsh words, now stained with blood, her abdomen shredded, her innards exposed. So alluring, so captivating was she now. Sometimes destroying that which is beautiful only serves to make it more beautiful. And truly, this was the proof. Still, it is a shame. It was a shame that I could only gaze upon these gorgeous works of art within these school grounds. Before returning home with Mayu, I'd need to erase every one of these photographs from my phone. It seemed like such a waste. The world in which I once dwelled was far too narrow-minded to accept these masterpieces. It was often a hard place to call home. But as long as I had Mayu with me, I could endure. And to that end, this folder was an obstacle, a detriment, a hurdle to be overcome before I could rejoin the world of the living. I needed to delete it, to put it all behind me. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. If I do it after I get back. Shige.
No, he was after me until a short while ago, and then we found ourselves running from the man with an axe, I think, and we got separated.
I see. That is rather worrisome. I hope he's all right. How about you? You're not hurt, are you?
I'm fine. This isn't my blood. But this school is even more dangerous than I thought. Whoever that man is, I'm certain he's been going around killing anyone who gets lost in here.
I haven't encountered him personally, so I couldn't say.
I am scared. If I'm by myself, he'll find me.
Shall I accompany you, then?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Thank you.
Yamamoto, overcome with relief, suddenly grabbed hold of me. Hey!
I'm sorry. You have a girlfriend already, right? Susamoto, I think you said her name was.
We're not like that. She's like a little sister to me, I guess.
I'll bet. Life would be a whole lot less boring if I had a big brother like you.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. People always seem to regard me as a boring human being, especially people of this generation.
God, I'm just so old school. I was born of the wrong generation.
It's gotten really dark in here. Yamamoto.
Hang on just a sec. I've got a light.
What an unnerving hallway. It's much darker than the others. But then, I suppose, there was one just like it in the main building.
It's not just dark, but cold, too.
Yeah, we should head back. I think we may be in danger if we keep going.
But the way back is gone.
Damn, Yamamoto, do you still have that alcohol lamp?
Sorry, that didn't quite make it, but I've got plenty of candles.
Candles won't be enough.
Well, look, there's a room. Let's see what's inside, okay?
Oh, I don't like this. Wait, it might not be safe. We should proceed with the utmost Ah! Sorry, I didn't hurt you, did I? I'm just fine. Please don't misunderstand. I didn't mean to. Never mind that. What say we have a little chat? What do you... Don't you like me, Sheik? Oh God. Who are you? Who do you think I am, Sheik? Cut it out. Don't call me that. I tried to pick myself off the floor, but she grabbed me tightly by the wrists. Let me go. How do you know about me? About Mayu? I struggled with all my might, and in the process I inadvertently slapped Yamamoto, or whoever this was, square in the face. Ow, how dare you raise a hand to a girl, Sheik? Oh God. The skin from Yamamoto's face began peeling back, and a little girl's face burst out from within, covered in blood and muscle tissue. I don't even know how it's possible, but black hairs burst from Yamamoto's suit neck, spreading across the ground like a black wing unfurling. Immediately, a musty smell began permeating the air, and I became aware of all the body parts around me, hands, feet, entrails, and a veritable lake of blood. Were you always her? What did you do to Mayu? Now, what did I do to her? I remember she wouldn't shut up. She kept chirking, Sheik, 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 like a Japanese sparrow. Suzume, if you will. But she's not chirping anymore. Do you want to see for yourself? No, that can't be. I've been watching you, you know. I like you. You've got promise. People like you do show up from time to time. Freaks of nature who have a real affinity for this place. What are you trying to say? What the hell are you planning to do with me? You're scared? That's understandable. But the thing is, I get you. You're not afraid of people dying. You're just afraid of you dying. Ugh. Let go of me. Sure, I'll let you go, but when I do, I want you to walk over to that door at the school. Guide your way. It's where you'll find the person you've been looking for all this time. Sheik, don't look at me. Not the way I am now. Mayu? I'm quite looking forward to your reaction. But if it's boring, I'll kill you. True to her word, the girl let go of my wrists. Her body then began sinking into the floor little by little until there was nothing left of it. It was as if she were lying along the shore as the tide came in and slowly rose above her body. Or maybe the school just swallowed her up. The only thing that remained of her were Yamamoto's school uniform and that face mask made from her skin. Is this a dream? Or have I just completely lost it at this point? Either way, I need to see Mayu. She's alive. She has to be Mayu. I'm coming for you. Aw, that's it to it? I thought there was gonna be more. Come on. Apparently his reaction was boring, so she killed him. That's my only guess. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Ow. Alright, so I think we're gonna officially call the end of Chapter 5, Shangri-La. And finally move on to the next chapters, which are going to be probably even more twisted. This one was pretty bad, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Especially with more Shige. God, that was gross. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys are happy to see me back. Hopefully it doesn't take me forever to edit this footage, because we're going on an hour and 20 minutes of this that I've recorded. It is a straight amount of time. But yeah, hopefully I will be back. If it might not be able to be back with it tomorrow. But hopefully it will be. I'm trying to think. I am off next on Sunday, so hopefully I'll be able to get something to you guys then. Unfortunately, Friday and Saturday are going to be fairly busy, as is tomorrow. But hopefully I'll be able to get something back up for you guys here pretty soon. Gonna try to record some Pocket Mirror today, but I might not have enough time to, especially if I want to get this edited and uploaded before too long. Alright, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys are happy to see me back. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!